Welcome back, everybody. It's actually Amungus, your coach of the Atlanta Sobble here, and today we've got the premier match of the NPA National Pokemon Association. This is week one. Um, Draft had just taken place on, was it Friday or last week? and we got paired up week one against, a good friend, and of course, the person that we played in our last posted draft battle, which was the PWD finals, Bloud. So, getting into this match, we both definitely had two of the arguably most broken teams in the draft. Um, I felt like my team was a little bit more complete, but definitely think that he has the higher, like, the more potent option with Naganadel over um, my S tier, which is Landorus, even though it, it um it's no knock on Landorus. We both drafted Gmax Urshifu forms, and we both drafted extremely top tier S tier Pokemon. I just feel like his is kind of like a little bit overkill and that kind of thing. Um, so yeah, getting into it, I wanted to make a lead that would block the Naganadel from just coming out and setting up via Dynamax, because Dynamax and Gmax are both allowed in this league. I think that's what just really pushes that Pokemon Naganadel over the top. As hard as it is to deal with, anyways, it's just all the worse when it's able to Dynamax, and trying to find any option that could slow it down was definitely a challenge for me. Um, However, I did lead with my Cryogonal because it carries Focus Sash, carries Haze, and it carries Freeze Dry. So, like, if he tries to set up on me turn one and that kind of thing, I can deal with that. Well, it's gonna take a second to get into the match, but as you'll see, I lead with the Cryogonal, and pretty much that's my thinking for that. Is also another tech that I had is if the Cryogonal and Vanillux got matched up against each other, possibly to block Stealth Rock's Landorus as a lead, I put Aurora Veil on it just because, like, I really just needed the Freeze Dry, the Haze. I threw Rapid Spin on there as well in case he got up Stealth Rocks of his own, but those two moves were basically my main thing. As you see, he will appear to lead with the Naganadel, and possibly, I don't know if it was like intentional, but I'm sure it was to try to go for making me think this was Nasty Plot Naganadel, when in fact you'll see this turn that it actually is his Zoroark. Now, this is a 2-hit KO on Zoroark, so we decided to go for it again. But this was possibly one of my mistakes in the match, that maybe I should have just preserved this for its intended purpose only. But I didn't want the setup Zoroark to get out of hand and put in more work than it unexpectedly should have. being one of the faster Pokemon in the matchup and that kind of thing. However, going for that play to stop the Zoroark does leave me pretty much wide open for him to just send out the real Naganadel. And when he does that, it's pretty much too much to handle. With my main check for weekend, Bloud's Naganadels pretty much just going to take it over from here. Although it's not the final win condition, it's going to put in some major holes in my team and that kind of thing. So yeah, there's not really a lot that I can say about this one kind of while it's happening. Although I did EV my Assault Vest Metagross to make sure that it was a 2-hit KO from Max Flare. Yeah, this thing's just pretty much just going to put massive holes in my team. Because it has the ability to double its HP with Dynamax, you know, I'm not going to be able to pick up the kill here. And even though I forced it to use Max Flare and not set up his special attack anymore with the possibility of a Max Ooze, this Pokemon can just run 4 attacks and use Max moves to boost its stats along with Beast Boost. So when it picks up the kill on Metagross, it's going to get another boost anyway, even though I was able to put a Steel type out in front of it and block the Max Ooze. So yeah, at that point we're also even going to be forced to use our own Dynamax to deal with this, which is not my tendency to do, but truthfully, that was the only play that I could make. I could have brought Sucker Punch on my Urshifu, but it was Choice Scarfed to outspeed this at natural, but obviously he was at +1 now, and so we're forced to use our Dynamax of our own and kind of like basically throw it out because we only get the one real turn out of it before Landorus ends up going down to an Aqua Jet the next turn. Yeah, we consider to go for the max guard, but there's really no point. All it would have done was drag out the battle for another turn, and in case, maybe a Zoomeril Slowbro matchup started slowing things down, something like that. I don't like to drag out the battle purposely for no reason. It's not like I was gaining leftover HP or anything like that. There's no point in going for the max guard. Maybe I could have possibly switched to my Azumarill there, knowing that the Aqua Jet was coming. But, like I said, either way, it was just unfortunate that we were forced to use our Dynamax in order to deal with the Naganadel. And the amount of resources that it took my team to deal with that one threat just basically put me out of this match. I don't know, maybe I could have brought like a belly drum set there and forced a switch, but I needed Pokemon that could at least take a single hit or so from Urshifu, as well as something to help with Garchomp. So that's why I have the substitute set, so that I could deal with those, those types of things if I forced to switch. Maybe even get a single hit off on Naganadel. Maybe if I would have brought the belly drum, forced that switch, been a little bit more aggressive and set up, I could have took it over. I think it's pretty safe to say max attack Azumarill probably could have cleaned this up. Like I mentioned, Urshifu, it really doesn't do a lot to this. It's pretty good against it defensively. So that's why I have the leftover substitute, that kind of thing, although I am packing a lot of attack investment. So yeah, he's going to go for the freeze dry, and like I said, maybe if I would have been more aggressive and brought a belly drum set up, picked up the KO there, and been able to, well, I probably couldn't have Aqua Jet down there Shifu, but maybe I could have took one more hit from it and Aqua Jetted down the rest of his team. Not sure. I don't know, maybe this was still better off because the belly drum set, I don't know how it would have done against their Shifu. Which your Shifu definitely becomes the last problem. I end up going to this because it can almost deal with everything, although can't quite pick up the one-hit KO on Garchomp, so it's going to end up going down on the next turn. So yeah, we're going to get big damage off on the Garchomp and that kind of thing. And as I mentioned earlier, my Urshifu, it is choice scarfed, but I don't have enough damage, nearly enough, to one-hit KO or to finish off his Urshifu. And I already used my Dynamax, as I said. It would have been pretty awesome to save it to the very end, try to outlast his Pokemon that way by preserving my Dynamax, but Urshifu's going to come out here and pick up one last kill for me, but Bloud's going to end up winning this one 2-0. And, you know, GG's to him. Make sure to check out his channel if you haven't already. But yeah, this is I'm glad to get this team out of the way early in the season, because this is going to be a menace to deal with that Naganadel for everybody else that has to play him moving forward. You know, as I said, we were definitely both considered to have two of the most broken rosters, and I do think that that's a true statement, but that Naganadel being able to set up with Dynamax and Beast Boost at the same time, it may be a whole lot for teams that weren't quite put together as well to deal with. So yeah, as I mentioned, you're not going to be able to pick this up, and we're going to get finished off right here. That's going to start us off with a loss, but that's okay. It's just the first week of the season. And we do have one of the most threatening and difficult teams to deal with out of the way. So with that, I'll catch you guys next time. Kind of a short battle, but until week 2, check out the other draft content like the YCL, and PWD will be returning, so kind of grinding out the draft leagues. Keep up with the content, and that's it for me. Peace.